Charles just canceled Christmas. Not literally, but close enough. A sitting king, fighting cancer, preparing for the most important diplomatic trip of his reign, just pulled the invitation he'd given to his own son. No phone call, no negotiation, no second chance. The door to Sandringham shut, and this time it sounds like it shut for good. Now you might be thinking, they weren't even properly invited, were they? And that's exactly the right question to ask. Because the way this whole invitation thing played out tells you more about Harry's character than anything he's ever said in an interview. Harry didn't wait for a phone call from his father. He went to the press, as he always does, and floated the idea publicly, casual, almost offhand. Something along the lines of, we'd entertain an invitation to Sandringham, like he was doing Charles a favor, like the king should feel grateful that his son would consider showing up. But sources close to the
Before we dive in, make sure you like, share, and subscribe because this story, it's the kind that has people talking across continents. A quiet royal morning suddenly shaken by whispers of a final warning from King Charles. No dramatic press conference, no flashing cameras, just tension, speculation, and a ripple effect that could reshape the future of the royal family as we know it. Sounds intense, right? Let's unpack what's really going on and why everyone is watching Harry and Meghan more closely than ever. The British royal family has never been a stranger to drama. From historic rivalries to modern media storms, tension seems to follow the crown like a shadow. But this time, things feel different. Since stepping back from royal duties, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have carved out a new life, one filled with independence, media projects, and global influence. Yet, despite the distance, their connection to the royal institution hasn't fully faded. Reports and speculation suggest that King Charles may be drawing a line, one that signals a shift in how the monarchy handles its most talked-about couple. But why now? What's changed behind palace doors? There's no confirmed public statement labeled a final warning, but the phrase has been circulating heavily in media discussions and online conversations. So what could it actually refer to? Some royal watchers believe it points to growing expectations around boundaries, especially when it comes to public statements about the royal family, media projects and interviews, the use of royal titles and connections. Think of it less like a dramatic ultimatum and more like a quiet but firm reset. Kind of like when a parent says, "We need to talk," and you know it's serious, even if they're calm. But if expectations are tightening, how will Harry and Meghan respond? On the surface, Harry and Meghan seem to be thriving. They've built a life in California, launched projects, and continue to speak on issues they care about. For many, they represent a modern shift, breaking away from tradition to create something new. But with that freedom comes scrutiny. Every interview, every appearance, every move gets analyzed. And when your story is still deeply tied to one of the most famous families in the world, stepping away doesn't mean escaping the spotlight. So here's the real question. Can you truly move on when the world won't let you? That tension might be at the heart of this so-called warning. Timing matters, and right now, the royal family is in a period of transition. King Charles is shaping his reign. Prince William is stepping further into leadership. The monarchy itself is trying to balance tradition with a rapidly changing world. In that context, clarity becomes important. Some analysts suggest that this moment could signal a clearer separation between working and non-working royals, more defined rules about public representation, a stronger focus on preserving the institution's image. And if that's true, then Harry and Meghan's role, however distant, becomes part of a bigger picture. But what does that mean for their future? If there's one thing you can count on, it's that people have opinions. Some support Harry and Meghan's independence, seeing them as bold and forward-thinking. Others believe the monarchy must protect its structure and traditions at all costs. It's like watching two worlds collide, one rooted in history, one pushing for change, and somewhere in the middle, a family navigating very real, very human relationships. Is this a clash of values, a misunderstanding, or simply the growing pains of change? Imagine being in a situation where your past defines how people see you. Your choices are constantly judged, and your family dynamics play out in public. Not easy, right? Whether you lean toward tradition or independence, it's hard not to feel the weight of that kind of pressure. And maybe that's why this story resonates so much. It's not just about royalty. It's about identity, boundaries, and the challenge of moving forward while the past lingers. Whether or not there was an official final warning, one thing is clear. The dynamics are changing, not with loud declarations, but with quiet shifts that could reshape relationships, roles, and public perception for years to come. And that's what makes this moment so powerful. It's not just about what's been said, but what it means moving forward. What do you think? Is this a necessary step for the monarchy? Or should Harry and Meghan be free to define their own path without limits? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on this evolving royal story. And if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share so you never miss the next big twist.